There are only a few constants in life. Us crying about watch prices, our wives laughing at us because we're crying about watch prices, and Tissot milking the PRX. Now, yesterday, one of those constants happened as Tissot released their latest PRX, and this one is digital, and we can't help but see that this is a jab against one of our favorite watch brands, Casio. So, let us see if Casio is crying about the latest PRX or our wives laughing at us because we're making a video about it. And as a bonus, at the end of this video, we're going to read some of your comments and your reactions about this latest release. The PRX is now one of the most popular, if not the most popular collection from Tissot. A short summary that many of you may not need is that this collection is known for its vintage style case and integrated bracelet while being offered at a relatively affordable price. The latest version from this collection was released yesterday, and this one shocked the middle-class watch fan as it included a digital display on the dial. It's offered in two sizes, 35mm and 40mm respectively. One glance on it and we totally see what Tissot is trying to capture here. It's the younger contemporary audience that likes the smaller, retro-style digital taste. Some big players in this arena is the Hamilton PSR, the Nixon Rerun, and of course the A168WG from Casio. The gold model is the one that captured my attention the most, but of course this collection is also offered in a stainless steel kind that also comes in a mirror or blackface flavor. I can see the draw of these watches and I'm sure that it will sell well enough for Tissot. If you're in the market to buying one of these, here are some of the things you have to keep in mind. The biggest feature of these new PRX are the digital displays slapped onto the face of the watch. This uses the same DGT-2040 Swiss quartz movement, so you can imagine it's going to have the same display dimensions across the collections. While on paper it's a choice between case sizes, the display actually plays a big part in the consideration. Visually, you can see more negative space on the 40mm than on the 35. This may be a deal breaker depending on your visual taste. As a digital watch, it comes with most of the functions that you can see on a Casio or G-Shock, but now housed inside the revered case and band design of the PRX. Now this is where the discussion becomes interesting. Will you buy this watch rather than, say for example, a fashionable A168WG? For one, Casio does not offer the A168 at a 40mm diameter. Otherwise, you'll be looking at G-Shock sizes at this point. It comes at a 36.3mm diameter across against the 35mm version of the PRX. On the Casio side, there's a lot more visual interest with all of the text that's printed on the watch face, opposed to the reserved approach of the PRX, where it just keeps the dial placements of its brandings. I like the more minimalist direction of the PRX as this diverts your attention towards its real strengths. And that's why you're going to buy this PRX over this Casio Square if given the choice. This Casio will not hold a candle to the PRX case and bracelet quality. The first reviews of this watch suggest that it keeps the build quality of the PRX line. And after owning both the automatic and quartz PRX, I can tell you that it's practically the same watch with just a different movement. This becomes a great step-up option for young watch enthusiasts. Even my son's collection actually shows this. Here, you can see that he has both the PRX and the Retro Square from Casio. He began with this Casio, and this beaten-up watch really stood the test of time, but we can hardly call this fashionable at this point. It does have that worn-out charm though that endears it to its young owner. The PRX, however, is a clear upgrade compared to the Retro Square. This becomes like a graduation piece, not only from school but also in watch taste. You can feel the heft of each link against the pressed-on metal links of Casio. Feature-wise, the Retro Square comes with many module designs. It ranges from the basic time-only movements up to some more complex modules such as this that displays the geographic world time. The digital PRX though will just come with this big numerical displays that requires a button press to tell the date. This may not be a big deal to some, but for those who are used to Casio's design, this will turn into a really petty desire. That's nice and dandy when you have both these watches and in the middle of your cliche watch collecting journey. But if you're just starting off and boarding that ship, you might want to consider the ticket price before sailing out to this perilous horological ocean. These digital PRX will cost you $375 for the steel variant, while the gold tone ones will be at $450. For that price, you can actually get 5 Casios and a shirt to broadcast your watch obsession. That's actually a big deal. For a fashionable watch, many younger enthusiasts will always go for the less expensive option, and on top of that, even influencers will always remind them that there are sub $100 alternatives. It's safe to say that if you're part of that watch market that just got your first paycheck and could barely afford an oil change for your Ford Fiesta, the PRX Digital might be more of a grail piece than a weekender. For the rest of us though, it's just another shiny new PRX. And that is the Tissot Digital PRX. We can't help but see that this is really trying to capture a very niche market, but at the same time, Casio can rest easy because it's not creeping into their market as of yet. And here's some of your comments about this latest release. Panos Peter Pan 4257 says, the digital PRX is hideous. I'll stick with my 2 powermatic versions. Yes, if you already have a powermatic version of the PRX, or if you already had some PRX, this might not be the one for you. And at the same time, when you choose a PRX, you're probably choosing because it's analog, and this kind of looks weird to you, sticking like a screen on there. And how am I going to read this? Dash 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 underscore 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 says, ew. Okay, he's also disgusted. I assume that it's a he because only a watch troll can be like that. That can't be a wife. Come on, these usernames. Blah blah on blah blah 7322 says, in an alternate universe, the watch world decided not to salivate over a guy who had precisely one design to his name. A guy who copied and pasted this design across the industry, and legend has it designed the Nautilus on a napkin. In this utopia, men and women are free to purchase any strap as they pleased and fit to any watch they saw fit. Nothing was integrated. No Tiffany blue or British racing green inside. A lug-to-lug was accurate measurement to a good fit. Anyways, this is an absolute atrocity. But I kind of want one. Blah blah. Okay, that is one poetic comment from blah blah, and I salute you for that. I wanted to live in that alternate universe, but that sadly is not the reality. And right now, our wives are laughing at us for being melodramatic about this sentiment. Sivan Star says, I would get a Powermatic 80 or even a quartz version. This thing is beyond ugly, but I'm sure it has a market. Swatch Group know how to sell. By the way, I'm happily divorced. Take that, you all miserable bastards. Just joking, guys. Whisper, blink twice if she reads this comment. Laugh out loud. So, Sivan Star, we're guarding your secret. Don't worry, this video will be secluded from our wives' eyes. And yes, Swatch Group does know how to market its watches. And yeah, sadly, the sad reality is there are people out there who's going to buy this watch, and then they're going to continue to milk the PRX, and in time, Tissot will just be known as the PRX brand, as much as like AP became the Royal Oak brand. But yeah, to their shame, that's their fault. Morgan Strapco says, shame on you, Tissot. You know damn well these shouldn't cost over $120. Yes, I think also this should have cost far less, but I think they're banking on the quality of the bracelet, because that's really the main draw about the latest Tissot Quartz PRX Digital. Now we're tagging a lot of names now on top of that. The bracelet quality, I cannot deny that. The bracelet quality, the case quality of the PRX are a tremendous level up against Casio's bracelets. But we're only talking about Casios here. If we're talking about G-Shocks, then that's a totally different scenario. Casio G-Shocks bracelet and metal constructions are also really, really good quality, and maybe even surpasses some of what Tissot is actually producing. Mac1364 says, heard one reviewer state there is no simultaneous date, time, and screen. If true, then I keep my G-Shock. Yes, that's also a big turn off for many. You cannot see the time and date at one glance. You have to press a button. Yes, because we're all lazy, we want to press our button. But I contend that for G-Shock fans, that is also not a problem, because we had to do that with the light button. But nevertheless, we don't use that all the time unless you're a fidgeting 5-year-old using your G-Shock. Ender 1077 says, it's the price tag that's the big issue here, and probably his wife is laughing at him because he's having a big issue about the price tags. You can get the mechanical for just a couple hundred more. Yeah, some high-end G-Shocks are in those price range, but they are not fashion watches like this. Yes, I kind of see what his point is. For a fashion watch like Nixon, that Casio A39, was it A39? Whatever. Or any other fossil watches that it's trying to corner in this latest release. But I can't help but also agree that the cost is a little bit more. But I think the PRX analogs, whether it's the analog quartz or the powermatics, are still viable option if you just raise your budget a few $100s more. But then I think still this is way overpriced for the market that it's trying to corner in. You know, those teenagers like my sons who's trying to get that latest digital watch, like that gold Casio. I can't remember the model number, A39C, whatever, something like that. They're not gonna drop this kind of money for this latest digital PRX. And finally, Lais Kuma says, this is like from an alternate reality where analog nor mechanical watches were never invented, only digital. I like it. Okay, that seems to be the sentiment here. It's not really so divisive. It's just that there's people who actually can afford or would take this kind of watch. At the same time, those who are fans of the previous PRX collections may not be warming up to this. But it's another release from Tissot, and we could see that this could be another good seller, and they're going to continue to milk the PRX collection as much as they could. So what do you think? Comment down below, and want to hear it. Let's also discuss it, and in our future videos we're going to mention or talk about your comments and how wrong you are sometimes. At the same time, how our watch design and our watch queries are sometimes, or most of the times, irrelevant, as our wives continue to laugh at us behind our back.